Hey there everyone, it's CandyEvie here. A couple of videos I've released recently, being my videos about Easter eggs in the Pokemon trading card game, have been extremely well received. I just want to say thank you all so much for all the positivity on these videos, and because I truly do love making them, I've decided that I'm going to make another one. So in today's video, we're going to be looking at another 10 Pokemon card Easter eggs. Let's begin! So, Easter egg number 1 on this list features 3 card artworks that were exclusive to Japan. They were released as promotional cards in 1999 by a Japanese airline. The 3 cards feature the legendary birds, being Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres. Each card on its own looks really cool, but when you put them all together, you'll see that they all match up to make one big picture. Isn't that awesome? I love the unique art style used in these cards too. It sure makes for a cool Easter egg. In the previous video, I talked about the Easter eggs featured in these 3 cards, Golett, Golurk, and Gligar from Roaring Skies and Ancient Origins. Well, there's something else about these cards that's pretty interesting. I talked about how they're all set in the same place, but where exactly is this? Well, it turns out that these 3 cards actually feature Hoenn Sootopolis City as its background. Specifically Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire Sootopolis City, because the area surrounding the Cave of Origin looks very different. I personally think it's awesome when Pokemon cards feature in-game locations, but I don't think that's all. This may be me looking way too far into things, but I just can't resist. I believe that in particular, the Golurk card may be referencing AZ. This is because AZ owns a Golurk, and it has been stated in-game that he has visited Sootopolis City before. He even planted the massive tree there. It's just something to think about, so let me know in the comments if you agree. This Easter egg is from one of the most recent sets, being Breakthrough. The 2 Pokemon being featured here are Chespin and Snorlax. The first card shows a Chespin reaching out for what I think are raspberries. If you look in the corner, you can see a sleeping Snorlax underneath the tree. And in the Snorlax card from the same set, we can see that this same Snorlax has woken up, and Chespin seems to be falling out of the tree. I can't really tell if the Snorlax featured is grumpy after being woken up, or if it's trying to catch the falling Chespin. Okay, so this one is technically an in-game Easter egg from Pokemon X and Y. It does feature Pokemon cards though. It would have been pretty high up on my top 10 Pokemon X and Y Easter eggs video if I'd known about it at the time, but I didn't, so here we are. For this point, we're going to be looking at the paintings from Lumiose Museum. A lot of paintings feature official art from different regions, and it's really cool, but there are some paintings that stand out as a little unusual. Well, it turns out that 4 of the paintings from Lumiose Museum feature artwork that was taken directly from Pokemon cards. So let's look at them. The first painting that we're going to look at would be this one that features people and Pokemon spending time together. It really is a nice piece of art, but Pokemon X and Y is not its first appearance. The first time would be way back from the Aquapolis expansion, being the artwork from the card Town Volunteers. The second painting features Mr. Briny and Pico, which originally comes from the card Mr. Briny's Compassion, way back from EX Dragon. The third painting features a man and a Noctowl. Pretty obscure choice, but the art actually originates from Aquapolis' Forest Guardian card. And lastly, we have a painting that shows Sinnoh's Underground. Of course, this artwork originally featured in a Pokemon card. The card here would be Fossil Excavated from Mysterious Treasures. This is one of my favorite Easter eggs ever because it's just so clever. It's hidden in plain sight, and it definitely brought a smile to my face knowing that artwork from older Pokemon cards could be reused in such a creative way. Of course, we got another pair of Plusle and Minun cards. First up here, we have a super adorable Minun card that features half of a rainbow. But when you pair it up with a Plusle card from the same set, you'll see that the 2 cards pair up to make the full rainbow. How cute! So at this point, I'm going to have Professor K guest star for number 6 of every video of this series if possible. Professor K and I thought that we had exhausted everything when we were looking for answers to the portal mystery shown in the previous 2 videos, but we found yet another card that somehow fits into this maze of Easter eggs. And with that, I'm going to let Professor K explain the rest.
Hello Pokemon fans, I'm Professor K from the Pokemon Evolutionaries. You guys may remember me in the last 2 Easter egg videos here with Lucy going over a specific story revolving around this portal mystery. Now as you can see here from video number 1, we have Chikorita looking down into this portal with Fennekin in this city setting. Now these 2 cards are connected because this Fennekin from Fates Collide has the Chikorita there in the background. So from Breakpoint to Fates Collide, we did have the connection between this Chikorita and this Fennekin fully resolved. This is a full loop of the portal mystery. Now, last episode, we went over the fact that this Sigilyph is also coming out of a portal, but it's coming out of the city and into this mountainous oceanic terrain here. What could this possibly mean is still to be discovered. We're not really sure where the connection is amongst this and any other card. But then also we managed to find one more in this story. look at this. We've got Rattata coming out of that same portal from the city. What do these things mean? This is also from Breakpoint, so that means we have 3 cards from Breakpoint with these portals on them. And so far, we have not found where the connection lies between the Sigilyph and the Rattata. Is there even one at all? We're not sure, but the fact that they would go through this trouble to make these portals and make it look like they're connected somehow, I feel like there's something we're missing, and we're going to keep investigating in on this story and hopefully get you guys the answer in one of the future episodes. So you guys can make your own observations until then, and then we will let you know what we find out.
Okay, so this Easter egg features the most cards out of any of the points I featured in these videos. The cards featured here are from the Pokepark Blue Sheet, which is a small set of promotional cards released to coincide with the opening of the theme park of the same name back in 2005. All of the cards were later released in English in the sets EX Emerald, EX Unseen Forces, and the second series of the Pop sets. There are a total of 9 cards featured in this point, being Entei, Ho-Oh, Suicune, Kyogre, Raikou, Lugia, Groudon, Tauros of all things, and Rayquaza. And of course, all of these cards come together to make one giant picture. I still can't really believe that so many cards were made using art from a single picture, but it sure looks awesome. Okay, so here we have a couple of cards from different sets. The first card has a Shellder that's chilling on some cracked ground. Now let's jump ahead to the most recent set, Fates Collide, with Solosis. Here we can see a Solosis floating above some cracked ground, which appears to be the same location. And what do you know, you can actually see what is most likely the Shellder from the first card in the background. This is one of the more odd Easter eggs that I found, and I feel like I'm probably missing some sort of connection, so if you can find another piece of this puzzle, then let me know down in the comments below. So for this point, we're going to be covering another 3 cards from the Southern Islands mini set. Here we have Exeggutor, Slowking, and Wartortle all frolicking on a beach. And just like the other Southern Islands cards we've looked at, they all line up to make one super cool tropical picture. So, you may remember that in the previous video I talked about the Charmander line secret rares from Stormfront. Well, those are not the only secret rares like this. In today's video, we're going to focus on the 3 Pikachu secret rares from Rising Rivals. Just like the Charmander line secret rares, they look really cool, but there's more than meets the eye with these 3. The one that you probably recognize would be this one. Turns out that this card is actually a reprint of the same Pikachu from base sets. And to no surprise, the same artist, Mitsuhiro Arita, illustrated both cards over a decade apart. Now the other 2 cards, Flying and Surfing Pikachu, are reprints of the promotional cards of the same name back from the late 90s. However, unlike the other Pikachu and the Charmander line secret rares, they actually share the same artwork in both the originals and the reprints. Well, thanks so much for watching the 3rd video in this series. Even now, I still have a lot of Easter eggs to cover, so I'm not going to be ending anytime soon. Thank you so much for all the support on these videos, and be sure to check out the first 2 videos too, as well as Professor K's channel. And if you have any Pokemon card Easter eggs that you think I should cover in my next video, then be sure to leave a comment down below. But for now, that's all for now from me, and I'll see you next time.